This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Young Jarek would love to take my order.
Hi.
He works at the coffee shop just up the street.
Morning.
He's happy and annoying with a smirk the size of Texas. He's my coffee enemy.
Would you like a mochaccino? Or perhaps a cappuccino? Or maybe a frappuccino?
Said Jarek wearing the chinos. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Toast on the spoon stands up, just a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a friggin' cup of coffee, Jarek.
My name is Elizabeth. Can I help you?
I wanted to do something very special. My grandfather is on his deathbed right now, and I wanted to do the honor of capturing his essence in a painting. But I really don't know where to start.
I am honored to even be considered to participate in this. I'm enthusiastic about helping you, but I don't know if I can. Do you want to make a painting? Or do you want somebody to make a painting for you?
Maybe I could learn from the great teachers of a way to capture his essence. Is that something that you might be able to help me with?
We have very specific art classes that we offer. If you look at our website, you can choose a painting from the list, and everybody paints that together. We don't have individualized classes.
Of course. Exactly where you're coming from. He has wheels on his bed. I'll gladly bring him in there, and the whole class will get the chance to really capture the essence of my grandfather. I think that's a wonderful idea.
I think that what you need is an individual art tutor. You might even be able to find somebody in town that will come to you to help you hone your skills.
What about this?
But our classes are held in our bar, and I don't know that you're going to be able to fit a hospital bed in there. If you're interested in doing a portrait,
he loves to drink, so I think he'd be glad to come. Honestly, that's why he's dying anyways.
Well,
so I think that's a good idea.
That's very sweet.
I think we're going to flip the script, and he will be the canvas, and we'll paint on his body, and that will be the great way to honor him. Could you imagine taking a brush along his buttocks, his healthy buttocks? I think I'll paint them pink.
Well, that is very sweet. And you know what? I'm sure you can find a body painter that can help you with that, but our paint would not be suggested for that medium. I can't give you any recommendations, but I'm sure that you can Google something.
I will Google naked old man body paint. And I will see what the results
I'm
show.
sure you're going to come up with something great.
I'm looking to it. How about you? Join me, will you? Let's Google it together. Hang on.
Well, have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.
Tell me something, Tim. Are you happy being my sidekick? Or do you need more? Is there another podcast you're searching for? I'm Coffee. We talk to friends and they make me think that I need you. Sidekick Tim, you are my dude.
Hi, hello, Coffee Nation, and welcome to episode 21 of the Coffee with Friends podcast. I'm your host, Carl Coffee. With me once again is my sidekick, Tim Anshin. How are you, Tim?
I'm well. How are you doing, big guy?
Once again, we have Steve Harris back. Is this your fourth time back, Steve?
I don't know, Carl, is it?
Maybe. Third or fourth. I just want to thank Rick Matthews for that great prank phone call. And guys, if you want to enter a prank call, because I can't do all of them, you can send them into the coffeetimeusa.org.uk.studio P.O. Box 18.1, Glen Allen, Virginia 22202. Or you can just DM me on Twitter. Fellas, let's just talk about these networks. We're a part of the Overtime Sports Network. Talk about OvertimeSportsNetwork.com or on Twitter @_OTSN. And also the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. You check them out at DetroitSportsPodcast.com or on Twitter @Detroit Podcasts. So, Rick Matthews with a great prank call. And after that was the single that I sang called Shallow Tim. Did it move you at all, Tim?
It moved me in ways I've never been moved before, Carl.
I'm coffee. Tim, thank you. Steve, did it move you?
You know what, Carl? I think this is my 4th time on your show.
Oh.
Now that I think about it.
Okay. But that song I sang to Tim, Shallow Tim, was it good?
I was just trying to ignore it because it was a little bit difficult to get through.
All right, this show's broken up into 5 segments. We have a Song of the Week, Stump the Expert, Timmy's Worst of the Week, Steve's Top 5 Hockey Movies, and the Ultimate Team Battle Tournament, NHL First Round. Steve, did you listen to last week's episode with Michael Bailey?
I did, yep.
It was controversial. The numbers were good. He will be invited back. I had a couple of loyal listeners tell me they will never listen to another show with Michael Bailey. Did it entertain you at all, or was he over the top?
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'll say that, for sure.
Fair enough. And another thing, this is totally left field, but is Freddie Mercury the greatest frontman of all time, Steve?
Wow. God damn. I mean, that's a pretty serious question. Greatest frontman of all time, Freddie Mercury. I mean, he's up there, man. I'd have to think about it, That's not just a question you can fucking spring on somebody, Carl.
That's what I like to do. All right, do you want to hear the Song of the Week, or do you want me to tell you a story about Steve Harris in college?
Are you asking me or Tim?
You.
Oh, okay. Let's do the song first.
All right, the Song of the Week is Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. Tim, are you familiar with that?
I am not, Carl.
I have a fast car. Another way. Steve, do you know this song?
Nope. Sorry, 4 weeks in a row, I have no fucking clue what the hell you're talking about.
All right, well, listen, you get pissed at me that I play these late 90s pop. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car, that's like something everyone should know about.
Okay. Well, let's hear about it, man.
It's just a
Tell
good
me
song.
about it.
I mean, listen. You could,
So what's so great about it?
it's just catchy. You have a fast car. I don't get anywhere. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Nope.
All right, fine. We'll move on then. So this is a story of my brother. So my brother was at Eastern Michigan, and he was in the same program as Steve Harris.
That's crazy, Carl.
Yeah, so, they were both in the communications program, radio and television, something. So him, and let me tell you, this is not confirmed. Nick told me it was either Steve or someone else. So this whole story is basically, if Steve confirms it's him, it's him. If not, it's not him.
So he has plausible deniability.
So it was at the time where energy drinks were in their youth. They were brand new. They had to give them out at the time. So Rockstar was at the Eastern Michigan Quad or whatever. You went to Eastern, Tim.
I did.
What's the quad called?
The freshman center?
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so Nick was hanging out with Steve because they had a class together. And they were handing out Rockstar energy drinks. So Nick and Steve grabbed one, and then they had some time. And either Nick or Steve said, listen, let's get some Jaeger. That would be great with this. And either Nick or Steve agreed. So they got a pint of Jaeger. They drank it. And instead of going to class, they just sat in the car drinking Rockstar and Jaeger. And we're talking and hanging out. So my question to you, Steve, is, did this happen? Or is Nick wrong? Is it someone else?
It might have happened. It wasn't me, Carl. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Once again, another flaky story. Okay, I mean, when are you gonna tell one of these stories that I'm actually involved in?
Well, Nick wasn't sure if it was you or not. It sounded like something that you could be involved in. There's no shame of being 21, 22 years old and drinking Jägermeister. You should have just accepted the story.
And lie, Carl. If it was me, I would say, yeah, that was me. But it wasn't. So I don't really know what to say, man.
So this So the Stump the Expert topic is mid-90s alternative music.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, Tim, and myself are all about the same age. Mid-90s, it was like middle school time. So Steve was into the alternative music in the mid-90s, so we're going to go to 96.
Okay.
In 96, this song was number 1 in the Billboard alternative charts for 9 weeks. 9 out of 52 weeks, which was number 1. Steve, do you have any idea what it was?
In 1996?
96, yes. 9 weeks, number 1 on the alternative charts, Billboard.
I have no idea, man.
No guess?
9 weeks, number 1, 96. I have no idea, man. No idea.
Have you heard of Oasis?
Yes, I have.
It is the worst song ever written.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Is this not a song that alternative people like?
I don't know what's the song.
Wonderwall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard it before.
Do you like it?
I mean, not especially.
Oh, well.
But I mean, that was a good question.
Oh. Did you hear that? He complimented me. Thank you. So, there's a new segment, Steve, called Timmy's Worst of the Week, where
All right.
Tim picks something, a person, a place, an object, or a person, and it's the worst of the week. And Tim, you have the floor.
The worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible. But thank you. It means a lot. The worst in the world.
Well, Carl, this week's runner-up was going to be Zion's shoe. But this week's worst of the week goes to my favorite baseball player, Bryce Harper. Bryce, we get it. You're the hottest girl waiting for Prince Charming to ask you to prom. Enjoy the money and that disposable fan base that will only care when you win. You are the worst.
All right, now we're going to move on to the Steve Harris top 5 hockey movies. You know, Steve was on with us when we talked about the baseball movies, but the segment went on way too long, so we're just going to breeze through this.
All right, that's what
He's going to go from 5 to 1 and see if there's snubs. And if there's anything that stands out, we're going to chime in. But Steve's a hockey guy. He is.
I am.
So hopefully he did his homework. And hopefully...
Do I talk about movies too much on your podcast?
No. You're a hockey guy, you know. You're our number
Seems
one
like
hockey guy.
It's like every time I'm on here, I'm talking about movies. I thought this was a sports podcast. Is it not?
Carl, is this a sports podcast?
I don't know, but Tim's worst of the week, Bryce Harper. Do you think it's really Bryce Harper? Do you think it's Scott Boras, Steve?
I think it's a shared responsibility. I think they're both being pieces of shit right now. And as somebody pointed out to me, it's like a hot chick, you know, the hottest chick in the class who's waiting until the last minute to decide who she's going to the big dance with. Fucking bitch.
You know who you got to be pissed at, though? You got to be pissed at Miggy, Pujols, A-Rod. They got those big contracts, and my goodness, they have not performed like they should be. People are afraid. Cano, all those guys. Why should we give you $300 million? Why?
Yeah.
What are you really going to do?
Right. Somebody's going to pay him, though. That's the sad truth, though, Carl. Somebody will pay him.
He'll get $310 million. That's it.
I know it. Let's just hope it's not the White Sox.
Hockey movies, man, like it's an underrated sport movie.
Absolutely.
You know, the only other genre of movies that I like better than hockey movies are boxing movies.
My goodness, hockey movies. I'm not going to name any, but I have some in my mind. So, Steven, what's number 5?
Number 5 is it's a little movie called MVP, Most Valuable Primate, starring a monkey.
Is this real?
No, it is. It's absolutely real.
He's trolling us. Let's
it's
hang.
real.
Can we hang up on him?
It's real.
It's
the earbud of hockey.
Listen, guys, it's a real movie, but I'm just kidding. Okay, It's not really my number 5.
Thank you.
Number 5, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. It's Slapshot. All right, everybody loves it. Everybody knows it.
It is the quintessential hockey movie.
Thank you, Tim. No real even reason to discuss it because it's on everybody's list. So let's just go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is Canada, Russia 72. Have you seen it?
Never even heard of it.
Oh, shit. Okay. It was like I think it was a made-for-TV movie in Canada.
Have you heard of it, Steve? I mean, Tim.
And I actually watched CBC growing up.
What is he talking about?
Oh, damn. Oh, man. It's great. The whole thing's on Vimeo. If you ever get bored and you have 3 hours to kill because it's 3 hours long.
Stop trolling us. What's your real number 4?
No, this is really number 4.
Is it better than Miracle?
God damn it, Carl.
Oh, sorry.
You know, there's still three other selections left. So
okay, so
find
I'm
out if it's better than.
Is this a movie about the 1972 rivalry between Canada and Russia?
Yeah, they had a series. It was supposed to be 7-game series, but they tied one game, so it was actually 8 games. But the movie is great because it is so overacted. It's got everything that a great hockey movie needs, and it's overacting, and it's corny, and there's great hockey scenes, and the number one most important thing is they beat those goddamn Russians. Okay?
Were there triple geeks or Conway's mom?
Oh, whoa. Wow. No, there was a hot Russian lady.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Was she hotter than the Iceland lady?
They were like 1A and 1B, I would say. Yeah, they were both pretty hot.
No, but
another you sick fuck. Another thing I like about this movie is Canada is portrayed as coming into this thing as the cocky, confident players that they knew that they were, which really casts a light that America usually gets put under. Yeah. So I enjoyed that part of it.
All right. You talked way too much about a movie no one's ever heard of. So what's number 3?
Dude, it's on Vimeo for free. If you have 3 hours, go watch it. Number 3.
3 hours?
Yeah. It's
what?
It's it's kind of a... You need to dedicate some time.
What's that thing called when you go to the movies? Or you go to like theater and they have like an intermission? Yes. Does it come with an intermission?
My gosh, Steve.
Well, listen, I think it was made for TV and it was like released in 2 installments. So it's like an hour and a half, and then there's like a break where there's credits, and then it starts up again.
All right, so you're not a great choice, but what's number 3?
You've never even fucking seen it, Carl.
It sounds horrible. I don't want to watch a 3-hour movie. Nobody does.
Have you seen Schindler's List? All right. Anyways, number 3 is called Ice Guardians.
What?
Now this one's actually a documentary, and it's a documentary about the enforcers and the ever depleting enforcer role in the NHL. It's a fascinating documentary, and it just takes a look at all the old guys, and there's interviews with newer guys, and how they're being phased out, and how it's affecting the superstars of today. So I would definitely check that one out.
So by picking this unknown movie at 3, you've left not only all 3 Mighty Ducks movies on the table, Mystery Alaska, and Miracle. There's 5 hockey movies you haven't even talked about, and there's only 2 spots. I don't understand your list. Ice Guardians.
You need to see that first, all right? And then make your judgment.
Ice Guardians. Have you even heard of this, Tim?
No, I haven't.
What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know.
He's trying to be obscure.
Go look it up.
And I'm a big fan of Enforcers, too. So.
Is this a 4-hour movie?
Well, then, Tim,
how long is this one?
Tim, you should... No, it's I think it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
He's leaving no spots for the Mighty Ducks franchise.
Tim will love it. Anybody that loves hockey will love it. Okay? But the fringe fan or the Carl Coffees of the world, they want to see Mighty Ducks 3 on this list. And it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I don't care about Mighty Ducks 3, but...
that's what you say.
There's Mystery Alaska, Miracle,
who you really are.
And Mighty Ducks.
You really are.
Someone's going to get snubbed.
All right, number 2.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
If you pick something I've never heard of, I'm hanging up on you.
Number 2, Goon.
Oh, God.
Absolutely. Charlie and Scott's finest works in
Classic hockey movie. Again with the enforcer thing. Based on a true story. Just a great movie top to bottom. It's hilarious, but it's got great hockey scenes. It's got great acting. Some of the greatest characters I've ever seen in a sports movie, period. This is just a great film, and everybody should be watching this.
My top 5 is the Mighty Ducks trilogy, Mystery Alaska, and Miracle, and you haven't named any of them. If you don't name one of those 5 as number 1, you're done.
You're just going to cut me off?
Maybe not. No, it's your opinion. I'm sorry. What do you have number 1?
Wow. Way to flake, Carl. Come on, man. If you're going to talk shit, then back it up.
Ice Guardians? No one's heard of that.
Dude, it's a great flick, all right? Just check it out before you talk shit about it. All right, number 1 is Miracle.
Thank God.
For the same reasons as Canada, Russia, 72 was great. It's severely overacted to the point where it's just hilarious at times. And they beat the goddamn Russians. So that's my list.
Big underlying theme. He hates the Russians. He does not care about Mighty Ducks or Mystery Alaska. Tim, how does he not include Mystery Alaska or the Mighty Ducks franchise? Is he a fool?
I don't have your Mystery Alaska one. But I had Miracle 1, Slapshot 2, Mighty Ducks 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then Goon is 5. My honorable mentions are Threat Level Midnight,
Yes.
Goon 2, and Mighty Ducks 3. Because Mighty Ducks gotta continue.
I like it. So MVP, Most Valuable Primate, didn't make your top 10?
I just can't get into sports movies where they have animals playing like centric roles. And actually, it's kind of racist when you think about it, especially in Russia when they're throwing like.
How does someone who grew up playing hockey like Steve in the 90s not have a Mighty Ducks movie on there? He was of age when those movies were coming out.
He was of age.
Is he? I mean, people all kept telling me Steve Harris understands hockey. When he was breaking down the Mighty Ducks 1 movie as being ridiculous, he was a genius. And he has the audacity not to include any Mighty Ducks movie in the top 5.
Well,
it's sad.
He's a hockey aficionado, so his...
Sad?
That's what people were saying, not my words.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a hockey aficionado.
That's all right,
so he's
though.
gonna like the avant-garde
We'll have to move on.
Wait.
Well,
that is your... Wait, who said it was sad then? I just said that 5 minutes ago. I just released my list. Who said it was sad? You're the one that fucking said it was sad. What do you...
Most people don't have the guts to call me out like that, but yeah, I did make that up.
Carl, I will call you out all day long, man. If you haven't realized this, I've been on your show 4 times. I will call you out, buddy. Okay?
No, Steve. Let's look at your list real quick. Slapshot.
All right.
Canada, Russia, 72. Ice Guardians, Goon, and Miracle. So that's your list. I'm sorry I got upset at it. We're going.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least see the movies before you just obliterate me on your fucking show.
I've only seen one of those movies. No offense.
You've seen Miracle.
That's it. I haven't seen the other 4.
You've never seen Slapshot?
Nope, never.
Dude, watch Goon tomorrow, okay? I guarantee you.
Slapshot is the quintessential hockey movie.
So that was Steve Harris's top 5 hockey movies. We tried not to criticize too much, but I'm going to be honest with you, Tim. I've only seen one of those. So I'm going to give his choices a D-. What about you?
Wow. Damn.
Well, Carl, I understand where he's coming from. I mean, he's a hockey guy, so everything he likes is avant-garde. He's like an aficionado, so he's not going to like the mainstream stuff that we do.
Speaking of hockey, we're going to do the NHL first round team battle ultimate tournament, whatever it's called. I don't even know at this point. A lot of people were pissed at Bailey's picks. Did not really. Michael Bailey last week doing the MLB did not really pick correctly. People were saying, who cares though?
He was just a contrarian trying to be contrary.
I mean, it's February. No one cares about sports. It's a stupid topic.
Nobody really cares.
But we got 31 teams in the NHL. Soon to be 32.
You guys spent like 20 minutes talking about fashion.
Yeah. What is the Seattle team going to be called?
Hopefully, the Grunge.
Fair. No, I doubt that.
It'll be some sort of bird.
So with 31 teams, Steve, we got one bye. It's the Oiler. And basically...
Why did they get a bye?
Random number generator.
They bought it.
So, Steve, I'm going to tell you what Twitter picked, and you can agree or disagree. If you agree, they move on. If you disagree, me and Tim break the tie.
Okay. Did you ever made 3 Slapshot movies?
Yeah, I did know that. I haven't seen the other 2, though.
So, are you ready to dive in, Steve?
Sure.
You got 15 picks, first round. Here we go. The first one. Canadian versus King. And Steve, a Canadian is a person from Canada, and a king is the male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right or birth. And Twitter Nation picked King, 76%. Do you agree? Battle Royale, King versus Canadian, 2 people with heartbeats. This is exciting. What do you got?
For now on, I want you to tell me after. Okay? Tell me the Twitter result after I pick. But I'm going Canadian on this one because I love our neighbors to the north. And fuck having a king, man. It's not a good way to run.
And you live in
a good way to run your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what the main highway in Canada is called?
401.
No.
The Queen Elizabeth Express.
But no, he's saying neighbors from the north, but Steve lives somewhere where Canada is actually south of him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, wow. Make me look like a fool, why don't you?
All right. Interesting. Steve wants to hear Twitter results after his choices, which is fine with me.
I don't want to bias my choice.
Do you want me to give you what the definition is?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Ranger versus Senator. A Ranger is a member of a body of armed men, and a Senator is a member of a Senate. What do you got?
I guess I'll go Ranger.
Why?
I mean, I think they both kind of suck, so I'm just going to go with the less sucky one.
Yeah, and they're armed.
Plus,
they're armed.
They're original 6, so I'll go with them.
And Twitter agreed, 73%. No debate there. No drama.
I'm definitely not a politician, and I'm definitely not an Army Ranger, but I am infantry. So, go Rangers. They lead the way.
All right.
Moving on, Steve Harris, we have Predator versus Jet. And a Predator is an animal that naturally preys on others, and the Jet is a plane that is powered by a jet engine. This is the second time Jet makes an appearance. They showed up in the NFL bracket with New York, and Predator. No, did you guys hear? They might change their name because of the negative
connotations
with sex predators. So they might change it to something weak. I forget what it was.
Wait a minute. I didn't hear that.
Yep, they are.
They're gonna change their name because they're afraid people are gonna think that the team is sex predators.
Yeah, it's a bad condensation. Is that what you said? Condensation?
Condensation, Carl.
So they were like, they want to change it like the chestnuts or something. Something.
That is the most fucking absurd thing I've ever heard. I didn't hear that.
Wait,
Where did you hear that?
It's everywhere. Do you even follow the news?
I mean, I've been watching Canada-Russia 72 for the last 10 years, so no, I don't watch the news.
But basically, you're just picking it. They're fighting. A predator is fighting a jet plane. Who wins?
Well, I'm not going to base my decision on that specifically, but I think I'm going to go Predator because of the movie.
And here we go, Tim. It's on you because Twitter picked Jet, 59%. You're going to break the tie.
I'm going to go with Jets, yeah. Even if it's a Predator drone, it's not taking a jet down.
Tim's going to agree with Twitter Nation. Are you guys upset that they're going to change the team name? Do you think that's being too PC?
That's way too PC.
Yeah.
I mean 100% too
change
PC.
the Blackhawks first.
I would be more pissed if it was like an older team, but they're pretty new, so I don't care as much, but it's still fucking bullshit.
This is the world we live in, Steve Harris.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
So we're going to move on. Shark versus Capital. And Steve, a shark is a long-bodied, chiefly marine fish with a cartilaginous skeleton and tooth-like scales. And the capital, Steve, is usually the seat of government and administrative center for a country or region. Who do you have winning? A strong fish or a region city?
Well, I'm going to base my decision on that's the most uninteresting description of a shark I've ever heard in my life, so I'm going Capital.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like it was going to be the next Jaws movie.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading what Webster said, Steve Harris.
I mean, it's nothing against you, Carl. It's just I nearly dozed off while you were saying that.
But let me tell you what happened. Twitter said...
I'm going with the defending champs.
Well, I don't care about that. Me and Tim both live in D.C. area. But listen to this. Twitter said 79% shark. And I am a big fan of TN, Twitter Nation. Shark moves on.
Wow. Wait a minute. You can just overrule me? Did I miss that rule?
Well,
What the
listen,
hell?
if you disagree with Twitter, I break the tie.
Oh, shit.
But it goes back to Tim.
Yep.
You ready
I
for
wasn't paying
the
attention.
You ready for the next one, Steve Harris?
Yeah.
Steve Harris was a good friend of mine back in the mid-'90s. He was a great golfer, good hockey player, good baseball player, and now he's on this podcast. And he's going to choose in this matchup. It's Golden Knight, the newest team, versus a Sabre. And Steve, a Golden Knight is a golden man granted an honorary title of knighthood by a political or religious leader. And Steve, a Sabre is a heavy calorie sword with a curved blade and a single cutting edge. Who wins, Steve? Who wins this fight?
Oh, my God, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Golden Knights.
Steve picks Golden Knight. Twitter agrees. 75%. Golden Knight moves on. All right, Steve, it's your world. And here's an exciting one. Both these teams are based out of Florida. Panther.
If it's so exciting, can you put a little ass into the reading of the descriptions?
Panther versus Lightning.
Yes.
A panther is a Native American cougar that lives in pinelands and mixed swamp forests. And a lightning is a sudden electronic static. What's that word? Electrostatic discharge that occurs usually during a thunderstorm. Panther. This is actually a pretty good fight. Panther versus Lightning. We have a thing with a heartbeat, thing with a brain, versus fucking lightning.
Fucking lightning.
Which can take anything out.
And it's in a cage, so it's just bad news bears.
So what, Steve? What do you got, buddy?
This is tough, man. I think I'm going to go, as much as I want to go Panther, I'm going Lightning.
And Lightning won 76% on Twitter.
Wow, that was lopsided.
We got one more matchup on the left side of the bracket. Very exciting. We have an original 6 versus an original 12. Here we go. Blackhawk versus Flyer. And Steve, Blackhawk was a Native American chief that led a Sauk tribe in the southeastern Illinois, western Illinois area.
All right, let me stop you there, Carl. Let me just stop you. I'm going Blackhawk. Okay, I can't bear it. Let's just move on.
I'm sorry. It's hard to read sometimes. A flyer is basically something that flies.
Yes.
So yeah, easy choice.
I know it. You're sick and you're drunk. It's all good.
And okay, obviously Twitter agreed with you. Flyer is weak. Flyer is pussy. Flyer is shit. You remember that 97 NHL finals? What did we sweep those Flyers?
Yeah.
All right, we have the left side of the bracket done, and now we have 8 more matchups. Tim, how do you like Steve's pick so far?
It makes a lot of sense, Carl.
Yeah, I think Predators going down like that is an embarrassment to this whole bracket. But whatever.
What do you mean they went down?
It's always funny when a Predator goes down, Carl.
That's okay. Well, let's just move on. Here we go. So we have Islander versus Devil.
Devil.
Why?
Just overall better team name. Way better concept. What the fuck is an Islander? Devil could kill an Islander. Devils are totally badass. They have horns. An Islander has nothing. Probably a beard. I don't know. Devil's the winner.
Should I even give the definition and the Twitter results?
Yeah, not worth it.
Yeah. I will, though. Devil won 82%. I'm not going to give the definitions, though. Good job, Steve. You picked
Thanks,
one.
man. Thanks.
Ooh, this one's interesting. A coyote versus a star. Now, this is when things get interesting. This is a big cage for this cage battle. A coyote's a wild dog. I actually saw a coyote once on Hall Road, Steve. You know Hall Road in Woodhaven?
Yeah.
It was scary. A lot of coyotes live behind that Ford stamping plant.
I believe it.
And a star is a natural luminous body visible in the sky, especially at night. So what do you got?
Yeah.
Coyote versus a star.
This is a tough one.
Is it though?
I like them better when they were the North Stars. I mean that was kind of
how the
cool.
hell does a coyote beat a star?
I'm not basing it on like the literal. Obviously I'm having fun with this shit. So,
All right, sorry. Go on.
This is a tough one because they both kind of suck. But coyote, it's like, who would want to name their team name after a freaking coyote? It's like a fake wolf. I'm gonna go with Star.
And Steve, Twitter Nation agrees, 71%.
All right.
Congratulations. We have 6 more matchups. Who's it on for tiebreaker? You?
Yeah, it's me.
Here we go. Wild versus Maple Leaf. We have an original 6 versus one of the newest, Steve. A wild is living or growing in the natural environment, not domesticated or cultivated. And a maple leaf is the natural emblem of Canada. So a leaf versus something in the wild. It's a weird matchup. Someone has to win, though.
Yeah. So wild is what is that, like a verb or an adverb or some shit? I'm going to maple leaf.
Ooh, wild won 60% on Twitter. Tim,
I'm gonna take wild.
It's bullshit.
what? Ooh, sorry, Steve. Did you hear Tim?
You're dead to me, Tim.
Yeah, well,
This is bullshit.
get in line.
I hate the wild name and the logo. Everything that has to do with it. They lost the North Stars. They deserve to have a team. Is that the best they could do? Call them the Wild?
Well, you know that old. You ever play that old game where you have to name all the teams that don't end in S?
Yeah.
You know,
Like
So
like
the
Jazz,
Wild-
Lightning, yeah. all
right?
those.
Yeah, Magic, like all that shit. The Wild's just another one of those fucking teams.
Bad choice by Tim, so it goes to me for tiebreaker. Here we go, though. 2 of the newer names. We have Duck versus Blue Jacket. And, Steven? A duck is any of various swimming birds, in which the neck and legs are short, the feet are typically webbed, and Steve, a blue jacket, is a Union Army member in the Civil War from Ohio. Whoa! Who wins? A duck versus a human in the Civil War.
I'm not going to base my decision on my distaste for Columbus. I'm going to base my decision on the fact that the Ducks were named after a sleazy lawyer named Ducksworth from a 90s movie that I didn't include on my list. So I'm going to pay homage to that movie right now, and I'm going to pick the Ducks.
Embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Twitter Nation.
Why?
Because Twitter Nation picked BJ 63%.
Damn, that's embarrassing.
And the tiebreaker goes to Carl Coffey.
Are most of your Twitter followers from fucking Ohio or something?
Listen here, I am 100% Union. Fuck the Confederate Army. Fuck the Ducks. You did not pick one of those moves in your top 5. I'm burying Steve Harris.
Man.
The Blue Jackets move on. I don't know
Man.
if they've ever made it past the first round of the playoffs.
You just gave me a 1-2 combo right to the fucking dome, man. I think I lost that one, dude. Nice call.
The tiebreaker goes back to Tim now. But the Ducks are gone. If you really think a Duck would lose to a Blue Jacket in a fight, Steve, are you insane?
I told you I'm not taking this shit literally. I already explained that.
I'm glad you're having fun with us. We have 4 more matchups. Are you ready?
Yes.
Canuck versus Hurricane. And Steve, a Canuck is a Canadian. And I didn't know this, but sometimes a derogative in U.S. use. And a hurricane is a storm and with violent wind in the Caribbean. Who wins, a Canadian or a storm?
All right. For me, this one's easy. I'm going Canuck, just based on the fact that it's a derogatory term, and nobody in Canada or Vancouver is complaining about it. They're just rolling with it like they should be.
I like this. You have no idea what Twitter picked, but Twitter picked Hurricane 65%. So I'm going to my sidekick, Tim Anderson, to break the tie. Canuck or Hurricane, Tim? Talking to Mike.
I'll go with the C word, Carl.
Is it really derogatory?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
It's the Canadian N-word.
Did you know that, Steve?
I think I didn't think it was the N word, but I thought it was just like calling like a white person like a hick or something, you know.
So we have 3 more matchups, and this one's my favorite. And me and Tim talked about it off the air. Flame versus Avalanche. 2 things without heartbeats. Fire versus ice. A flame is a hot glowing body of ignited gas that is generated by something on fire. And Steve, Avalanche is a mass of snow, ice, oil, and rocks falling rapidly down a mountainside. Who wins? Flame or Avalanche?
This is another easy one. I'm going Flames. I'm going Flames. Yep. It's a classic. It's a classic. And shout out to Calgary. I don't know what the fuck goes on up there, but they got one thing going for them, and it's the Flames. So I'm going Flames.
They have the Stampede, Steve. The Stampede.
Well, I don't know.
You'll have to tell me about that off air. I don't know.
Did Tim know? Did you know that Avalanche won on Twitter 76%?
I'm not surprised.
So it goes to me now.
Yeah, it goes to you.
Fire versus ice. Do you guys know where I went to college?
You went to college at Liberty University, Carl.
And what were they called? What was Liberty? What were they called? Anyone?
The Liberty
Flames.
Disciples.
The Flames.
Oh, man, I'd change that.
I was a flamer.
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely change that.
I was a flamer, Steve. The Flames move on.
All right, good deal.
And now the tiebreaker goes back to Tim with 2 matchups left. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Aren't we all Red Wings fans? And here they are. They finally show up. And a Red Wing is a small migration thrush that breeds mainly in Northern Europe with red underwings showing in flight. And the Blues are melancholic music of black folk origin, typically in a 12-bar sequence. This is a bitch matchup. A pussy bird versus pussy music. Can you believe this? But someone has to win. Who do you got, Steve?
Well, Red Wings has an alternate meaning, which I won't go into, but I'm going Red Wings.
And Twitter agrees, 87%. So that is a rout.
Am I going to have to look up on Urban Dictionary, Steve?
Yeah, what were you talking about, Steve?
You might have to Urban Dictionary that. I don't want to ruin the Christian followers of your show, so I won't explain what it is.
We have one more matchup, and then we're down to our final 64 of all the teams.
Steve, that's unfortunate.
NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. We'll have 64 left. Here we go. Bruin versus Penguin. And Tim is showing me the definition of Red Wing. When you eat a girl out on her period. Is this true?
There you go.
That is unfortunate, Carl.
If you are doing that, you're either desperate or in love. But anyways.
That's a whole lot of love, Carl.
Wow, nice. That's right. You broke it down nicely.
Listen,
true.
It's been a long show, and I just want to get this over with.
So what are the listeners going to think? God, is this over yet?
They understand. A Bruin is a bear, especially in children's fables, and a penguin is the flightless bird in the southern hemisphere with a black upper and white underpart and wings developed into flippers for swimming underwater.
Bruin. I'm going Bruin. For Christ's sakes, I'm Bruin.
So a bear would beat a penguin?
Again, I'm not basing it literally, okay? I'm just going Bruin because fuck the Penguins.
Bruin went on Twitter. Bruin moves on. NHL has a lot of traditional names, kind of like the MLB. So we're down to 64 now, Tim. And next week I'm not going to be on. I'll be at Disney World.
Living it up. Ha-ha.
But whoever we have on next, we'll do 8 matchups of NFL and 8 matchups in the NBA. It's going to get exciting.
Carl, who's your favorite Disney character, by the way?
Belle.
Who?
Belle.
Who?
Belle. B-E-L-L-E from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
What about you?
Wow, you sick fucker.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I kind of always like Goofy.
Well, that's weak, man. Listen.
I like the monkey, but
he's like androgynous. Like, what is he? Like, is he a dog?
He's a dog.
What is he?
Listen, Belle. Belle is the kind of girl. I might edit this out because I might sound like a creep, but Belle's the kind of girl
Oh my god.
Who's just hot enough where she doesn't know how hot she is, where you can convince her to fall in love with you, because she fell in love with a beast, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean,
wow.
How you do not have? You just have to be basically better than a beast, and you can get her. And Belle is a 9.5 out of 10.
I
want your listeners to know that was not a planned question. Carl had that response locked and loaded. That was just a random thought that I had.
I have been very
adamant. Wow. All I have to say is wow.
No, I don't care what you are, Steve. We grew up in the same generation. You might be a Little Mermaid fan, or a Lion King fan, or something else. I've always been a Beauty and the Beast fan. Nothing is better than Belle. And if you disagree, you're wrong.
I like Belle. She's nice. Yeah.
No, she's more than nice. She's French, and she's freaky. She's down the clown with a beast.
All right, we need to.
You just have to
wrap this up, Carl.
You just have to pretend you're well read, and she'll take you to the East Wing. As long as the beast's not there, you're good to go.
But if it's Red Wing season, like that could be bad news bears, right?
Dude. Maybe Nashville will rename their team the Bells.
All right, so Carl's a fan of Beauty and the Beast. He'll be at Disney World next week. No show. And it goes to Tim now. We're on our 4th episode in this new cycle, Throne of Awesome. And Steve, we're doing the top 4. All you have to do is be in the top 4. So where does Steve Harris rank in the top 4 right now, Tim?
According to my power rankings, Carl, Steve Harris is in 3rd above John Hill.
Wow.
Because John Hill.
Not bad, Steve. Not the greatest, but you're 3rd. Behind Bailey.
But rumor has it Rick Matthews might fall.
Okay.
Oh no.
Fair enough.
I don't really know what any of that means. So
Carl took a bullet for Rick's show, and yeah.
Steve probably wants his show to end, and it will soon. We'll be off next week because I'll be in Central Florida, hanging out with Belle. So
maybe John Bussecker as well.
We'll come back in 2 weeks when we're going to go through the second round of the NFL. NBA with whatever guests I decide. Thank everyone for listening. I'm sorry I'm sick. Steve Harris, once again.
Yeah, right, man. Your voice is quivering a little. Are you
very
okay?
Sick. I'm very sick. So for Steve Harris and for Tim Inch, I'm your host, Carl Cobb. We'll talk to you next time. See you.
His tray like always, the same old bread and rolls to sell. Every morning just the same, since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town.
Good morning, Belle.
Good morning, Monsieur Jean.